If you are a late-to-arrive baby boomer or a member of Generation X, it is probable that this life has exhausted you. And I would dare to say that you were rather likely looking forward to a period of peace and rest at some point in your lifetime. But aren't you the lucky ones? The ones whom have fond memories of long, hot summer days, riding your bicycle all over God's creation with a group of friends that meant everything to you. You remember going to the drive-in theatre with a warm blanket and visiting the concession stand for a hot dog or maybe some freshly buttered popcorn. You remember going to the community pool to cool off in the late afternoon, or perhaps a creek to play in. You probably collected empty soda pop bottles so you could return them to earn 15 cents, and you would carefully pick out the penny candy that you so loved, and maybe even a piece or two for a younger sibling that, even though annoyed you, still meant everything to you. You likely chased lightning bugs to capture them in a mason jar, simply to watch them glow before letting them free to fly off in their haphazard flight pattern. You might even have laid on a plastic woven lounge chair on those humid summer evenings, gazing up at the stars and wondering what was out there. And there was still enough time to play some kick the can or ghost in the graveyard with a few friends lucky enough to still be out in the twilight, only to arise at the crack of dawn on Saturday morning, pour that great big bowl of breakfast cereal, and plant yourself in front of what might have been the most politically incorrect children's programs ever to have been aired in history. And then there were often lawns to mow, and plenty of chores, which felt like your rent payment to live in such luxury. But then there was always enough time to get back on those two wheels and meet up with a gang at the local park or vacant schoolyard, or maybe just in a friend's backyard. And it seemed like some of your friends had everything that you wanted with regard to their toys and possibly some of those analog video games. But then there were friends who felt the same about your home too. For some of you, Sunday morning meant putting on your Sunday best and heading off to your local house of prayer, while others dug through the big Sunday paper for the comic strips, and if you were really lucky, you had some silly putty. There were birthday parties and fun afternoons at the local roller rink, where after so much effort, you might have even figured out how to skate backwards a time or two. You didn't even mind those smelly rental roller skates that the attendant only sprayed with some disinfectant, just like the bowling shoes that you adorned from time to time. The holiday seasons were oftentimes full of awkward cousins and relatives that you only saw once a year. There were silver aluminium icicles on the tree that the cat liked to eat. There were magnificent window displays of holiday characters in many of the department store windows. Back then, we thought them magical, but seeing them today, they seem a bit nightmarish. Many wore Wonder Bread wrappers over your socks in your boots to keep your feet dry as you tromped shin-deep through snow to and from school, uphill both ways. As we grew, so did the technology around us. We went from being the remote control, changing the television station for our fathers, to one of 3 stations that came in if you messed with the rabbit ears. And somewhere along the way, we came to the realization that that long, boring television show called 60 Minutes was actually only an hour long. And then we were awarded with an episode of Wild Kingdom, or The Wonderful World of Walt Disney, back before we knew better. Then before you knew it, we were making mixed tapes off the radio for our favourite guy or gal that we sat in the lunchroom with and passed notes to in the hallways. We had very fancy homecoming dances and proms, and our school parking lots looked like a classic car show of days gone past. Many of us held part-time jobs at the local fast food establishment or maybe them all. But we had a pocketful of money for Saturday date night at the local theatre, with our sweetheart on our arm, having just taken in a gourmet meal at the local Pizza Hut, or maybe Ponderosa Steakhouse. My point is, my dear friends, yes, this life has been exhausting. Together we have faced many trials and tribulations that have brought us tremendous love and deep pain. We have laughed until tears have streamed down our faces, and we have cried those same tears. But isn't that exactly the point of our time on this planet? We came to this reality to feel its texture, to bathe in the joy and beauty, and to feel its darkness and despair. Aren't we the lucky ones, that we have experienced a roller coaster ride beyond the imagination of any amusement park or local fair? And just when we think we can take a deep breath and the ride is finally slowing down, life says, "Keep your seatbelt buckled. We're not done yet." Godspeed and blessings to you.